are in for a long day today, ladies and gentlemen. Park is open from 11 to 9, and there's gonna be several things I'm trying to do today, including but not limited to riding every coaster in the park today, as well as getting my 2200th max score on Justice League. I'm in 2174, so I still have some work to do, but I got a little under 10 hours to do it, and I say a little under 10 because I got in a little bit late today. The park opened at 11, but the line to get through the metal detector was massive. It was out by Hurricane Harbor, so as you can expect, I wasn't able to get in until 11:15. Make sure y'all watch to the end so you can see if I get 2200 or not today. For my 100th ride on Six Flags St. Louis is Justice League of the year. It was a really good one to make my 100th ride on. 960,000 with a second blaster. Could have definitely been a double max if I didn't throw in screens 2, 4, and 5 with the second blaster. I could have done a little bit better in each of those screens, but still. For a first run of the day, 960,000 with the second blaster is not bad at all. I am not at all surprised that double max happened just now, given how good my first ride was. But at the same time, I actually was kind of surprised that it happened because the first screen I didn't do so hot with the first blaster. I got only 600,000. Usually if I get a double max, I have like 700,000 or above with the first blaster coming out of that screen. I think I had just over 600K, so I wasn't even close to being in a good position for a double max. But I got a very last minute second screen max, and that helped out quite a bit. Two more rides on Justice League using Blue Green and Blue Car 1. The first one was a double max, and I got that by using the Blue Green first and then doing the Blue Blaster. The second ride, I flipped that, and it didn't work for me. So, note to self going forward, if you use Blue Green and Blue Car 1, start with the Blue Green Blaster first. Let's start the coaster gauntlet the way we've been doing it quite a bit recently, and that, of course, is Mr. Freeze. Mr. Freeze twice, did front and back, and this thing is absolutely elite. Nothing more to be said.
That was that.
Right there, that right I do Colossus later in the day, but I'm like, you know what? Screw it. Let's do it fairly early on today. I decided to do it now because I realized that some of the coasters, especially towards the back of the park, I imagine will look really cool with the way the sun is positioned right now. Like you can kind of see Boss peeking through the fencing, if you will, for the ride. on Colossus. Got some shots from up there. And now I'm gonna get on the next few coasters of the Coaster Gauntlet for today. Those, of course, being Boss and Rookie Racer. Now, Joker, I don't know if I'm gonna do it today because there's a lot of stuff I need to get done. It'd be nice to do Joker again, but I don't feel the immediate need to do it. Although I know that I'll probably be on it at some point anyway, because I always say, I don't feel the need to do it, but I pass by and I'm like, screw it, we're doing it. So, Tim might do that, but also I'm gonna try and ride every coaster in the front and back today, which I've never done that before. So I'm gonna be doing Boss in the second to back. So I'm a little bit nervous about how the second to back row will ride, because the last few times I've ridden the second to back on this have not been very good. So we're gonna hope for the best on it today, and I just rode it a couple days ago. It wasn't bad, so let's hope it's like that today. Did 2 rides on Boss, did second and back row first because I wanted to get that row over with because I knew that one would be bad, and it was as bad as usual. So not riding that row again the rest of today. Front row was much better. It was a lot smoother, it was more intense. Overall, it was a much better ride. Now let's do the front and the back on Rookie Racer before going over towards Pandemonium. And you might be thinking, how am I gonna do front and back on Pandemonium when it's a single car? I figured that I'm gonna do one ride where I go out of the station facing forwards and then the other ride facing backwards. So that way I'll still be getting on it twice, and I'll see if that changes my experience on this ride. But first things first, let's do Six Flags St. Louis's new coaster a couple times.
did Rookie Racer front and back, and I thought the front was better for today. It is quite hot out, and the breeze in the front felt quite nice. I did get that in the back as well, but it was more noticeable up front, so therefore I enjoyed it more. As for what I'm gonna do now, I think I'm gonna go get my 2 rides on Pandemonium, and we'll see if we get any good spinning.
Flash. Prometheus 2. What a film. Onyx, Owen, Wood, Razor from. Really appreciate it. We all.
Well, I'll be. After years of not seeing anything going on with this, they're finally starting to put some of the horse back on. I feel like this thing could potentially be open by the end of the summer.
Brianna, I have one in this one.
My 2 rides on Pandemonium, and my first ride was so much better than my second. The first ride, I went out of the station facing forwards, 2 people were across from me, and I was off balance, so I spun a ton. The second ride, I went out of the station facing backwards. I was the only one in my car somehow, which I don't even know how that happened because the line was long, and it did not spin at all. So I don't know what it was there with that second ride, but the second ride absolutely sucked, while the first ride was really good. As for what I'm gonna do now, I have quite a bit of work to do if I want to get to 2200 on Justice League by the end of the day. So I'm gonna go over there, do at least 5 more rides on that right now, and then we'll move on towards American Thunder. Well, this throws a wrench in my plans. Justice League is down right now. honestly, because I saw it was open as I was passing by to go towards Batman, but the Flash Pass website says it's closed. So I'm like, okay, I don't know what to do. I'm not gonna bother waiting around because what do I have to say? Flash Pass has to fix it. Taken care of, and I think the front was quite a bit better for today. Now let's go get on Ninja, do the rides I need on that, and then we'll go headed towards River King Mine Train, Boomerang, and Screaming Eagle. Just knocked out Ninja, did the second back row first, and then I did the front row. Both rides I was laughing my head off the entire time because of how silly this ride is, and I'm gonna be sad if they close this thing down. 3 coasters left, so first up is River King Mine Train.
Further ride on the River King Mine Train. Welcome back, riders. In your guidance to full and stop there as well. Grab a phone so that the rest of the day Six Flags.
River King Mine Train is now finished, and I saw that Boomerang is testing. They're cycling a train empty. I don't know if you can tell, but right there through the trees, they just sent a train. So that might be opening pretty soon, which I hope it does, because that's one of the last coasters I need to get on today. If Boomerang doesn't open pretty soon, I'll go do Screaming Eagle, give Boomerang some time to open up, and then we'll do Boomerang.
Please stand back and let me get to them,
Just did the second back row on Screaming Eagle, and I did that row first because Blue Train was getting the Flash Pass riders on, and I didn't want a chance riding the second back row of the Red Train. So I figured that since I was gonna be getting on the Blue Train, I might as well do the second back row on that train instead of taking that chance with the Red Train. So now I'm gonna try it in the front row. Whatever train Flash Pass has always gone that way, because I usually don't have an issue with the front row of the Red Train, whereas the second back row I do. So we'll see how front row on this thing compares to the second back row, which the second back row was ridiculous. Just did the front row on Screaming Eagle, got Blue Train on that train as well. While I did enjoy it, I think the back was a little bit better for today. The airtime was so much more aggressive in the back, and I thought the speed was good in both rows. So now let's do the coaster that I'm not looking forward to doing, at least in the back of the train, and that is Boomerang. This thing has been running so janky this year based on my rides, and I am not excited about how the back of the train will ride. So I think I'm gonna do second back row on Boomerang as well to play it safe. This in his bottom 10 now after my 2 rides just now. I thought the front was awful, and then I'm like, you know what, just how bad is the very back? It wasn't quite as bad, but it was still by no means a good ride. So this thing might actually be my least favorite ride in the park now, in terms of coasters. I mean, I'm not sure this is worse than Pandemonium, because Pandemonium makes me so angry with how it never spins, but at least that doesn't cause discomfort. Boomerang actually hurts. So I was a Boomerang defender in the past, but I don't know if I can do one now when it's smashing my head all over the place. And that's both right defensively. So Boomerang, not good. We have some unfinished business to take care of here on Justice League, so we got quite the marathon ahead of us here. Red and yellow car 6 I got a double max with, and there were some people on the ride with me that actually were pretty close friends with Tom, and they witnessed it. So that's really cool that they got to witness that. I feel like that double max isn't the last of them tonight. Any double max I can get will come in handy for this, because that's 2 maxes in one ride. That's like 4 extra minutes saved essentially. So I'm gonna need as many of those as I can if I want any chance of getting 2200 tonight, which that last ride really helped. Ladies and gentlemen, the grind for today is over. 2,200 is in the bag. That was a very tiring marathon, including some close calls and some rides where I didn't get it. Overall, I had a great time getting my 2,200 max score. I double maxed into it, which I think that's how I got 2,100 a little under a month ago, but I don't know for sure. We got about 35 minutes left to the park closes, so I'm gonna do Colossus, figure out to do a sunset ride on that, and then we'll go do some rides on the Boss and end out my day. So glad I got my 2,200th max score when I did, because I would have hated to have missed that amazing sunset. Easily one of the best sunsets I've seen at a park. Easily best one I've seen at this park. It was phenomenal. I can only imagine what being on the wildfire observation deck at that time would have been. We got just under 15 minutes till the park closes, so let's get some rides on Boss to end the day. I finished off my night with 2 front row rides on Boss. I wasn't quite last ride of the night, but I was the second last ride of the night. But the last ride I had was trimless, which was awesome. That was the most excited I've been to get a trimless ride on this thing in quite some time, and I forgot how good trimless rides are, especially with how the second half has been kind of slow this year. So the mid-course not hitting gave the train quite a bit of extra speed. The second half actually had some decent force to it this time. I would say today was a very solid day, and I'll review my ride count and share that with you guys, because there was a lot that I got done today, that's for sure. My final ride count from today was 19 on Justice League, 4 on Boss and Rookie Racer, and then 2 on every other coaster in the park, as well as Colossus. In terms of highlights, that trimless ride I had on Boss was insane. Getting my 2,200th max score on Justice League was awesome. Getting on every coaster in the front and the back was fun at times, but there were definitely some coasters that were not great. Looking at you, Boomerang. Other than that, I would say today was a very solid day and a good one to end the month on. And before you click off this video, please be sure to leave a like if you haven't done so already. Be sure to comment what you enjoyed about this video, and be sure to share it with someone else you may know. If you're new to this channel like we saw, please consider subscribing for more content like this. I'd appreciate you subscribing and turn the bell on so you get notified every time I upload a new video. I also have an Instagram account for the pictures I take whenever I visit a park, so be sure to check me out there as well via the link in the description. Thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you later.